Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel outside the target demographic. Today I'm going to be showing you something that's an easy add for all of your EDC kits, and that's some fishing glow-in-the-dark sticks. Let's get started. I've spoken in the past about the fantastic deal at Dollar Trees. Love me some Dollar Tree, you should too. You get 12 of these for $1.25. You're talking 10 cents each. They come in different colors. You can get them all in orange or all in green, or you can get these multicolor packs or the patriotic packs, which are white, red, and blue, because of course they'd be. But essentially, they're these. And I've done a prior video on those. You can go back into my back history, and I'd appreciate it if you would. But you'll notice they're quite long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I came to 8. Did you come to 8? It's the weekend. I don't do math. So they're 8 inches long, and the problem with these is not only are they long, but they're very fragile. So the least amount of, what is that, a 10-degree twist, and it's already broken. Once it's broken, it's a chemical light, photoluminescence kind of thing. So it already started the chemical reaction, and you're kind of in at that point. Now you can, and it does come within the pack. I'm too lazy to get them, so you'll have to take my word for it. You can connect them together and make them into ooh-ah bracelets or ooh-ah chains by chaining a bunch of bracelets to make a chain out of bracelets. How many times am I going to say those two words? But it works, and it works well. Again, previous video, they last over 24 hours, which is pretty impressive. You can read maps with them. You can mark trails with them. You can mark your bathroom position at night, right? If you're camping, you want to be defecating not in your camp. So a good way to make sure that you find your way there, and more importantly, your way back, is to mark the beginning and end of your pathway kind of thing. So myriad of uses. I'll leave it up to your guys' imagination on those. These I found from a fellow YouTuber, and I'm going to put his name up there. He had recommended in his Altoids 10 these little guys. Now these are a very good bang for the buck, as already mentioned. These, I want to say I got 100 of them for like $5. So also very financially available and won't really break the bank as you use them. Now, what you can do with these is they come with this little bobber, I suppose. You could use a sewing needle and put some thread through it, but you get a couple of these caps. I think I got maybe 10 of them, 5 of them, something like that. I guess you could put on a keychain, and now for the rest of the night, if you wear your keychain like I do, mine is a carabiner clipped onto my 1 o'clock position on my belt loop. How about that? And it would basically illuminate everything around you, everything in front of you, and you'd be able to go hands-free and be able to not trip over rocks and roots and all sorts of stuff in a campsite. But let me go ahead and do this again, because I do enjoy doing that. Once they break, they're actually quite bright. You do want to shake them around a little bit. It will help mix all the contents. But you can see, this is, I have a window there and a window there and no lighting here. And it's putting out a great deal of light, more so than the Dollar Tree one. Who'd have thunk? So let's do something like that. I will also say, not only is this one substantially brighter, but these are actually, they have a much longer throw given to their brightness. And I gave one to my kids, who promptly lost it because they're not kids, they're toddlers. And I found it in a box a couple days later, naturally, and it was still glowing. So I would say you have at least a 2-day runtime on this thing, maybe 3. Why you would need this for fishing, I'm not sure. Uninformed, ignorant me who doesn't want to take the time to look onto the internet would imagine that this would somehow tie onto your fishing line, almost like a bobber, but instead of a mechanical bobber that gets pulled under the water that you have to see, this is something you could use while night fishing. And this would tie onto a couple of your suspended poles in an area. And as this starts shaking, you're going to know, I need to grab this pole and I need to bring the fish in. I don't know. I don't fish. But super small. Come on now. Super small, super handy. Even in the light here, fairly bright light. I've recorded all my videos in this. It's still incredibly luminous, which is kind of what you want. And again, these are, well, let's see. If this one runs for 24 hours, and this one, I'm going to say 2 days, so 48 hours, you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just shy of 6, a little more than 5 in the same area, but it's going to run substantially longer because I'm not killing the whole device to get substantially less light, right? I mean, to be fair, it's not the same color, or possibly there's a different chemical reaction going on or something like that. These I had mentioned are pretty good for the kids. By kids, I mean toddlers, less than the age of 4 to under the age of 4. I wouldn't recommend it. But when you go to a restaurant that is also as dark as you're currently looking at, this is a noiseless surface area requiring less toy that they can play with. Like Legos, they're going to lose. They have to have a surface to build it on. This, they can, again, turn into a bracelet, hang on their wrist, connect with the other kids, do all sorts of stuff with it. So it's a quiet toy that, as long as they don't chew on it, is not going to draw too much attention back to them when you're out and about in public. Even tonight, there are local fireworks for whatever reason. I think it's some kind of veterans raffle or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I do know that they have fireworks. So we'll be going there tonight. We'll be taking a couple of these for the kids, something very cheap and entertaining for them. But you can put it in the same area if you want to carry more of them. But again, if it's in a Altoids tin, or if it's in a keychain pillbox container, or it goes in a pocket, and since they're so short, it's going to take a lot more effort to accidentally break one of these versus this guy putting it into your pocket. When it hits the bottom of the pocket, it's going to snap once and the whole thing's going to become inert. Another thing you can do is, if you have a straw, I don't have a straw, I have a reusable latex plastics. The wife's into all this shit, how life changes once you get married. But I have this flexi straw. If you, not me, had a straw from like Burger King, McDonald's, what have you, after you've gotten a drink on the way to the campsite or whatever it is that you do, you could put these into the straw and store them that way. And you're still going to have the flexibility. You're still going to have the bin. You could cut the straw down to whatever length you want to, kind of thing. But it is a way to store more than one of them in a more column-y way. Column-y is a word, right? And we're rolling with it. Or you could just bundle them all up. And again, the benefit here is, even if it's the same surface area as this one, what did we say, 5? If I bundle these together and just with a humble rubber band, there's no way I'm going to be able to break all 5 of those, right? So it's a more secure, less likely to go off unless I intend it to design that puts out a substantially larger throw, brighter light over a longer duration of time for, what is that, 5 cents each? If you get 100 for $5, again, it's the weekend. I really don't feel like doing math, but you at home can, and you can tell me in the comments below. The last thing I have for this is, again, I had mentioned with kids, you have a very simple toy that doesn't require batteries, doesn't have to be recharged, doesn't give them screen time. All these things are concerns to me. Maybe they're not concerns to you, but the reason I don't have 100 of these anymore is, yes, some of them ended up in my Altoids tin. And again, I do have a video on that should you have the time and, more importantly, the interest in that. But once it starts getting dark, we had purchased a 10, 12, 15, whatever the largest one known to humankind is, circular trampoline. And it has the netting around it so the kids don't have a fun childhood. But what I've learned to do is I'll take about, a small handful, 5, 10, whatever of these. It's a whole $1. Oh no. I break all of them and the kids get to play fireflies. And while there are fireflies outside lighting up the night, as the sun is setting and the temperatures are going down with it, there's 10 or 12 or however many of these you decide to activate in the trampoline, and every time they jump, they're going to keep moving around, and they can try stomping on the fireflies or doing all sorts of horrible, heinous stuff to inanimate objects versus the fireflies in the air around them. So to me, super simple, super fun. The kids can use them, and you don't have to worry about a flashlight going dead or not being recharged or anything like that. Gives them something to play with when and if they choose to. Great for camping, great for at a restaurant. Put them in an Altoids tin, put them in your wallet. Ooh, hey, put them in your wallet. That's a good idea. I'm glad I thought of that. You could pit, that's pit, by the way. You can put a number of these in your wallet, and even sitting on them, considering you have credit cards and stuff, I imagine, they probably wouldn't activate. But broken down on the side of the road, battery dies in the car, trail walking at a restaurant, have toddlers, all the things we've already covered before. You have them with you, and you don't have to worry about the form factor of a 6, 7, 8 inch long, cannot be bent in any way standard glow stick. So as always, this is outside the target demographic. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Any questions, comments, concerns you have, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below, and I will catch you guys in the next video.